Hello and welcome to the sewing studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make this table runner using French braid. Now this is perfect for fabric where you've got a picture like this one, or if you've bought a panel that's got big square pictures in it, you might want to use those in this way. I've only done a table runner today, but you could do a whole quilt like this, having pictures as your centres. I've made this one using a layer cake, which I've cut down, and I've also used these highlight squares are 2.5 inches. So I'm going to show you how we do this. So the first thing you're going to need is your centre panel. I'm just going to slide that over there a moment. So your centre panel is 8 3/4 inches. Then I've taken a layer cake, which I've cut into strips. So I have cut it into 2.5 inch strips, and I've then cut these down to 9 inches. So these strips are 9 by 2.5. And then your highlight square is 2.5 inches square. And for this, I've used a long quarter. But if you were going to make a quilt, you'd obviously need more fabric than that for your highlight square. Now for each one, as you can see, I've framed this one with the brown. So you've got 4 pieces of the brown fabric, then I've got 4 pieces of the green, and the red, and so on. So you want to alternate colours, or you want to alternate light and dark. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join 2 pieces opposite sides of my red fabric. I'm going to frame this one with red. Now you'll notice that there is a 1/4 inch overhang, and you have it offset at different ends. Let me show you. So you have one side with your 1/4 inch overhang, and then that side with your 1/4 inch overhang. I'm going to go to the machine now and sew it so it will look clearer for you on the camera. So I'm going to join a 2.5 by 9 inch strip to opposite sides of my picture, and I'm going to leave a 1/4 inch at opposite sides. So it's a 1/4 inch seam throughout. So you can see that there's a 1/4 inch that end. So I need to make sure that the 1/4 inch that's overhanging is at the opposite end of my square. Now I'm going to go to the iron and I'm going to press those back, and I'm going to show you how to put the next pieces on. So I'm going to flick those back. And I'm pressing the fabric towards the darker side of the fabric. So you can see that I've got my little bit of overhang here and here. So the next thing you're going to do is you are going to take your other piece of fabric and you are going to join that to here. So it looks a little bit strange, but we're going to join this one here. So we've got the start of our highlight square. So that's going to go there, and that's going to go there. So we're going to have this gap, but you'll see why in a moment. And that's why it's important throughout this that you press to your darker side of your fabric, so that when I join these together, you can butt those 2 seams together. So you've got one going one way, one going the other. And I'll show you that on the camera by the sewing machine because it might be a bit clearer. So on the opposite sides of the squares, I'm going to sew my other 9.5 by 2.5 strips with my highlight square on, and you can see that that seam goes that way, that seam goes that way. So I'm just going to butt them together so you can see that gives me a better join, hopefully. Let's just take our time on there. I'm just going to pop a pin in there, and I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. So my other highlight goes on the opposite diagonal corner. And again, when we go back over to the table, you'll be able to see that better. So I've just butted those together. I'll just pop a pin in. Probably be easier if I kept my pin pot on the other side, being left-handed. Anyway, let's get this joined on. As I say, there's a bit of a gap there, but all will become apparent in a moment. And now we're going to go back over and press those, and then I'll show you how we put the next piece on. And that's our first piece framed. And once you've got that bit mastered, the next one's really easy. So you've got your 2 green strips, and then you've got your 2 green strips with your highlight square. So the next thing you do is you sew a green strip. Let me just move this out the way a moment. So you would sew a green strip like this, and then your next one with the highlight square would go like this. And the same at the other end. So it seems a bit strange that you've got these gaps, but you're going to trim that up afterwards and either put a border on or finish it as I've finished this one. So I'm just going to show you one where I've already put the green on. So you're going to do that both sides. And when you've done that, it will look like this. And then you would just continue to build up. So you would then put your red, if that's what colour you were going to use next, and green, and so on. And then you would build it up like this. So the thing to remember, and the first time I did this, I got a bit confused, is always remember that you've got that 1/4 inch overhang on your opposite diagonals. And then once you've got your highlight square and it looks like this, the first thing you need to do is line your next piece up like that, and then put your piece with a highlight square like that. And you continue to do that in each direction. So I've got an unfinished one, and for those of you that know me, you're going to find that really surprising that I've actually got something that I haven't finished. So this was one I started probably a couple of years ago now. And what I've decided to do with this one is to do it a little bit differently. So on the one that I'm showing you today, I have got a little fillet there and a green binding, and then I've just quilted it with a red feather stitch throughout. But with this one, what I'm going to do is, when I've trimmed this back, because that's what you've got to do once you've got it on your wadding and you've quilted it, you trim it back and it looks like that. But this one I actually want to make a bit bigger. So I'm going to square off the end, and to do so, I've cut a 12 inch square. Where is my piece? Here's one I had earlier. I've cut a 12-inch square and I've cut it on the diagonal. So that is going to go there, and that is going to go there. So I'm going to do that at both ends, and then I'm going to trim it down and I'm going to put a border on. So I've deliberately cut this a bit bigger because I just wanted to make sure I'd got enough to square it off neatly. So imagine when that's sewn. So probably could have got away with a smaller square, but as I was making it up as I went along, and I'll just trim that off, and then I shall put a border down the side because that will all be trimmed off square. So therefore I've made a bigger table runner than this one. So if I show you this one again, so you can either put a border on it or you can just finish it off as I've done this one with a little fillet and binding. So it doesn't have to be for Christmas, it can be anything. You can make it into a quilt if you do lots of these. Anything that you've got with a really nice fabric that's your favourite piece, you can put in the middle. So make it your own. As always, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you here in the sewing studio the next time.